Hi, I'm attorney Chris Brown with the Bond Law Firm. In previous videos, I've discussed why it's so important to have an estate plan in place. Today I want to talk about why that doesn't always happen. So have you ever asked yourself, what's going to happen to me after I pass away? What will it be like for my loved ones? And what will I be remembered for? Well, if so, then you probably concluded that you need to have an estate plan. So, when was it that you came to that conclusion? Months ago? Possibly years ago? But has anything happened? Have you put one in place, and if so, have you kept up with it? Well, most Americans don't have a estate plan put in place. And however, many more wish that they had. So why is that the case? Well, one of the major factors with estate planning is procrastination. And procrastination is generally a destructive behavior. And like most destructive behaviors, the first step is admitting to it and then understanding what it is and how it affects you. So what I want to present to you is a model from Stephen Covey's book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And in that model, it basically puts all of your time and activities into 4 different quadrants. Now the first quadrant is things that are unimportant and not urgent. Now things in that category are fun, binging out on Netflix. But you can't do too much of it, otherwise you're not going to be productive. So then you've got things that are unimportant, but they are urgent. And this is like answering endless emails and constantly checking your phone. I mean, it sounds important at the time, but generally it's not that important in the long run. And if you waste too much of your time on it, you're not going to be as productive. The third category is things that are important and urgent. Now, this is stuff you just know you got to get taken care of. And if you don't, then you're going to be up the creek. And it's got to be done pronto. Now you got your last category, and this is the one that really holds a lot of people up in life generally. It's the category of things that are important, but they're not urgent. They're things that you know you need to do, but figure you can put it off till later. I mean, there's no rush, right? Well, that's dead wrong. And if you leave things, activities unattended to in that category, you're not going to be as productive of a person. And there's 2 things that fall into that category, that quadrant. It's estate planning and procrastination. So just have to be aware of procrastination as a destructive behavior and really notice that, is that why you don't have an estate plan in place, just because I procrastinated? If so, you need to take action. Now that we talked about one major factor, procrastination, another factor that holds people up a lot of times is information. So, okay, you've decided it's time to take action. What am I going to do now? I want to get all of the information possible and become as informed as I possibly can. Now, I think that's an amazing idea. You should always become informed. However, there's a snag with this. For example, where do I start? How do all of these pieces fit together? And am I doing this right? There's a lot of questions, and eventually you can search yourself online endlessly until you really feel like you've hit a roadblock, hit a wall. You don't know where to go from there. A little confused, a little uncertain, and either nothing happens at all, or you go another route that isn't effective. Now, we've talked about 2 major factors that cause people to not have an estate plan. Well, let's put those into a real life example. So we've got a husband and a wife, and one of the spouses is beyond the procrastination stage. They're ready to take action because they want to protect their family, and they're worried about what's going to happen to their kids after they pass or become disabled. So they push the other spouse to go ahead and start getting something in place. And the other spouse is maybe more in the procrastination phase still. But they decide it's a good idea and go ahead and start doing some research. What happens? Eventually they hit that brick wall that I talked about earlier. There's just such a wealth of information out there, you don't really know even where to begin sometimes, and especially if you're going to be doing it right. So they end up hitting that wall, and what do? Well, either nothing, but probably not that. What they do is they get some, Mickey Mouse, fill in the blank form online, fill it out, say the job's done. Now they got their spouse off their back, and they have something in place. Everybody's happy, everybody's good, right? Wrong, dead wrong. The problem is, whatever plan they put in place probably isn't going to result in the desired result that they were hoping for. And the real problem is, they won't know until it's too late. So here at the Bond Law Firm, we specialize in estate planning. It's what we do. And there's so much knowledge out there that it's my job to customize a plan that is best suited for clients that come in. It's really my job to actively listen, to understand what the concerns are, what the opportunities are, and present them and really develop a partnership with clients where we work together and find out what's going to be best. But what I want to do is empower you. I want to empower you with information because it's going to be helpful, and at least you're getting information that's focused on what's really going to work. So that's why I want to invite you to call our office at the number below and RSVP for one of our free educational seminars. Many times people come up to me afterwards and tell me how much they appreciate it and that they feel more empowered. And so there's no obligation. Why don't you come on in and attend one of our seminars, and you'll learn something, it'll be a good time, and we'd love to see you there. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.